After coming off a long weekend of FIFA and with the potential of a brand new promo coming this Friday, today I'm going to be sharing the best investments that you can make in FIFA 23 right now. Now before we begin, I do want to say that I believe we are going to be getting a road to the knockout, road to the final, some kind of Champions League promo this weekend, although it's not confirmed yet, so please don't take it all in. We will have a video later this week if confirmation does come, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. And kind of just a market watch overall because we've seen the market absolutely explode. Now let's jump into some investments. Obviously, the first big thing I want to talk about today, Erling Holland is now extinct, and I am just going to own up and apologize, guys. At like 200k, I was thinking, this guy is too expensive. It's probably too risky to go into him. Yeah, well, if you guys did, you made a ton of coins. His one swatch is 1.75 mil. Obviously, he's coming off a huge hat trick. He's going to get upgraded most likely this week, and he should be in Team of the Week. Although it'd be a very EA thing to do and not include him in the Team of the Week and then give Phil Foden the inform. We'll see what happens, but Erling Holland, man, what a beast of a guy. Enough with the fanboying here. We're going to move on to the rest of the market. We've seen the market absolutely explode. Darwin Nunez up to 20k now that he's out of packs. Cristiano Ronaldo now sits at 555k. I mean, the market is moving. The market is literally just moving up for almost every card. Ousmane Dembele now sits at 110k. I mean, metas were going to be the move. Now, personally, I think a lot of these cards are overvalued. I do think that we are seeing some of these low-rated cards. They're too high in price for me, man. I did not expect to see them rise too much more. But some of these guys that went out of packs, like Nunez, I understand. He's out of packs. He's pretty usable. He's a good card to use for starter teams. But some of these cards are just way too expensive for me. Renato Sanchez at 71k, that's really high. Even Diogo Jota, I mean, I didn't think this card was exceptional. But he sits at 72k. Antony's now 72k. Some of these cards are just ridiculously high. So you do have to be careful when investing in some of these cards. Now, personally, I'm not going to recommend any of the low-rated cards. But some of these high-rated guys, I mean, is there room for them to go even higher? Potentially. Ronaldo's one that I think is going to start peaking soon. But 5-star skill moves is pretty good in a game where you need to be, kind of high up in price. Kylian Mbappe now sits at 1.7 million. I do think that there is a little bit more room for this guy to rise. I personally think he's the best card in the game. Even probably on level with R9. But every card is mooning currently. What does that mean? I mean, you don't want to be the guy that invests in these cards now, of course, when they're already too high up. So I think it may be time to start getting ready to sell. 89s, like we said, Harry Kane sat at like 12k a week ago. He sits at 32k now. I told you guys, jump into these low-rated or these high-rated fodder cards because they're going to rise as casuals get onto the game and start buying them up for their starter teams. That's exactly what they did. A good majority of them rose up a lot. For me, I actually didn't play any FIFA this weekend because I've been kind of away. I just bought a bunch of Trent Alexander-Arnolds at 12k, and the card now sits at 17.5, 18k. I should have made a move into someone else like João Cancelo or something, who now sits at 120k. But it's all right. I'll live, I guess. It's all good. Kind of sucks, but it's really okay. So yeah, I mean, we're talking about all these cards that have gone up. So who do we invest in at this point? And the video might be a little bit clickbaity at this point, but I really think it's time to start selling some of these guys. If you guys do have coins, I do think that there are still good moves to be made with them, specifically on some of these chemistry styles now, especially the position changes. I think you can probably make a lot of coins just by bidding on them. They're very cheap. But on the player-wise, guys, I think you just have to kind of sit back and watch for a bit. I don't see a scenario in which a lot of these cards are going to continue rising too much more. I think you're at a point where it's... Now, as I said, we do have Road to the Knockout coming, however, which means that some of your lower rated fodder cards, it might be a good idea to start buying in because now we're going to get SBCs with some boosted players. So I really like 83s. I think they're way too cheap at 850. Guys, just pick up one of each, store them in your club. Don't go all in because what's going to happen is you're going to have to hold for a long time. Just club stock all these cards. Just literally buy every single one of these guys that's under 1k. Just store them in the club. You'll make coins on them when the SBCs come out. 84s again are kind of too cheap at 2k. You can do the same thing with a club stock. Once you hit the 85s, I think they're starting to balance out a little bit more, but you could probably pick up some of these lower cards as well. I do think that we are going to see a lot of these fodder cards start moving up in price as we get closer to weekend league, because some of them are just good. You can use cards that aren't known as usable in your team because they play really good on this version of the game. Cards like Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, like these cards are usable. Luka Modric is another example. Like these guys are all actually usable in this game. Anyways, guys, this has been my kind of market watch. Best players to invest in, market watch. I know it's not exactly what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants straight investments to make, but at this point, I think you're better off just waiting and seeing what's going to come with the brand new promo. We may see the market start to die out a little bit as we move on to the week, especially if we are to get a loading screen for a brand new promo. And what will happen is we'll see a lot of panic come into the game, and then some of these cards will kind of decrease. But right now, I think this is a point where you just got to sell off any of your investments personally. If you have guys in your team, I don't think it's worth selling just yet. I do think that if you are investing in meta cards, though, I think now is the time to probably sell off because the market's just absolutely boomed in the last 2 days. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this one here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.